Hey everybody, it's Jon Tarr, and I am here with my friend and client Devin, and we're going to talk a little bit about affiliate marketing and some of Devin's results that he has gotten out of the program. And Devin, super excited to have you, man. Thanks for joining me. I know your time's valuable, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited to be here.
Cool, man. So tell me, like, here's one thing that a lot of people think about, and I want to preface this with Devin and I were friends on Facebook. I didn't really know him. He came into the program. You already had a successful business. Can you tell everybody a little bit about what you do and what you did before you came into my program on affiliate marketing?
Yeah, definitely. So my wife and I run an e-commerce business. We primarily sell on Amazon, and basically kind of got into that space, learned how to source and launch a product and leverage Amazon as a platform, and, got our business started that way. And, just kind of, maybe the next question is like, well, what made you interested in what we were doing? Well, obviously with e-commerce, there's always, cash flow constraints, right? Like if you're growing, that means you're probably going to have bigger cash flow constraints. And so, I was interested in looking at other opportunities as a result.
Yeah, cool. And so, yeah, that's exactly what I was going to ask. And so what enticed you specifically about affiliate marketing? I mean, obviously you're in the online space and you see all kind of programs. So what really made you say, oh, wow, I'm interested in that?
Yeah. So I think, obviously I've always kind of had an interest in affiliate marketing because, it's basically like if you can control an audience, and share something of value to them, like you can, make good profits doing that, right? And so there was always like this interest in it, but I didn't really know the path. And I think for me, it was really about one, like kind of the opportunity to to use some of the skills that I had developed in building my e-commerce business. Like I had learned how to run Facebook ads and, optimizing to a Facebook pixel and a little bit about like, writing copy or marketing and things like that. So it was kind of like a way to leverage some of the skills that I was already cultivating and, just use them as another way to generate revenue. And so that got me excited and, wanted to dive right in.
Yeah, cool. And so you came into the program, you've been in the program, and tell everybody what's been your biggest day profit-wise so far? Oh, there's
biggest day profit-wise. Yeah, I think the biggest profit-wise was maybe around like $2,500.
$2,500 profit to the home team.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and you're selling a digital product, so no fulfillment on that.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, no fulfillment, no cost of goods. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's basically, obviously got to be able to run the traffic, but otherwise it's money in the bank.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so when you were coming in this, so yeah, I mean, $2,500 is a lot of money, and if people, if that's a big number, then, it's okay. And Devin is, he's doing great and he's doing really well. So, take smaller numbers. Some guys do bigger numbers, but we're talking about him, and that is a big number. Devin, what kind of hesitations do you have? So you're getting ready to get into affiliate marketing, or you're thinking about it. What made you think, maybe I don't want to do this?
So I think initially it was kind of like, how quickly will I be able to, to generate profits on this? And I think was like, am I going to be good enough at copywriting to be able to get the conversion rate where I want it to be? I think maybe a little bit too initially was like on the offer selection side, right? Like, how am I going to know what are the best offers to promote or one that's going to convert well? I think those are a lot of the things that I was kind of curious about and, was a little bit hesitant on.
Okay. And then after coming through the training and going through it, what are your thoughts on that now? Did that resolve a lot of those issues for you?
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, I think, so the training was definitely very thorough in the sense of, kind of painting like step by step, here's what you need to do to be successful. And I think that, to some extent, it's like about learning how to eliminate the variables. And I think that your training did a great job of helping with that and saying like, just do this, and then we can adjust based on the results of doing that first.
Yeah, cool. And here's a question I have for you, and I'm going to let you answer it before then I tell you my take on it, right?
Yep.
So, like, because I don't want to taint your answer. But so now, after going through the training, and you've made days of $2,500 in profit, what's changed for you? Like, what has changed for you? Obviously, you were a successful business person before this, so it's not like we drug you out of the gutter, right? I mean, it's not like. But I'm curious, what's changed for you now in anything that you're thinking of? Life, this training, what's changed?
I mean, I do think that there's kind of a new level of confidence, right? Because it's kind of like, you look at these things and you see, okay, there's people that run, Facebook ads to an affiliate offer and are able to make like, really awesome profit numbers in a day. And there's kind of this like, well, yeah, they could do it. Maybe, they're probably a really good copywriter or whatever. And so that's why they're able to. And so now after having done it, it was kind of like, yeah, it took some work. It took some testing to optimize, but it really wasn't, I don't want to say it wasn't hard because it did take work, right? But it was like, oh, I can actually do this really well. And so, coming out of that, then it's like, okay, like I have another opportunity to be able to create revenue and cash flow. And it's kind of like, how can I apply these things to my business as well that I learned. So I think it's been pretty awesome.
Yeah. And what, one of the things that I loved about affiliate marketing when I first found it is exactly what you're saying, is that you have this, growing up, my dad was a business person, but at the same time, he had a retail business, and there were ups and downs as with any retail business. And when I learned how to do affiliate marketing, it was like the stress was gone, right? Because I knew like, oh, I can take any offer. I can start making money. I don't have to fulfill that offer. I don't have to do anything about it. Like all I have to do is take the profit. I don't have to have a lot of employees, and there's always going to be a bunch of offers, and there's always going to be a bunch of traffic. So it was sort of for me like this light bulb that, wow, I could do this. And I am always going to be okay, so to speak. I didn't have any stress after that, knowing that. I don't know if that's a similar feeling to you, but it's like, I think it's.
Yeah, I think I'm almost there.
Yeah. And so what, what do you see, what's your goal now? So you've made $2,500 in a day. You've done that a couple of days, I think. And so what's your goal now? What are you looking to, at this point? Like, what's your revenue goal?
Yeah. So, I mean, part of I feel like there's some steps to it, right? Because it's kind of like, well, for me, the next goal is like, I'd like to hit 5,000 in profit a day. I'd also like to hit, 10,000 in revenue in a day. And then, from there, it's kind of like, okay, then let's try to get to 10,000 in profit a day, right? So it's definitely scaling it up, and it's kind of like, one is the ability to learn how to scale the one offer to a higher number daily. And then two, I think, is like, okay, can I also run more than one offer and do that successfully? And I think those are kind of like the next stepping stones for me is looking at those things.
Awesome. And I want to point this out too, that what a lot of people, I want everybody to understand this. When you started in this, I gave you guidance, but I did not give you a pixel. I didn't write your copy for you. You did all that. Like you did all that on your own. You didn't have any pixel. You'd never done affiliate marketing before. And so I just want to make that clear. Is that correct?
Yeah. We, I think the biggest piece of guidance that you gave, not to give away all the secrets, but it was basically like, the understanding of, when you're running to an affiliate offer that converts well, that there's always a point of difference that they talk about. And that if you can figure that out, that really guides the copy, right? Like I've always granted, it's when you're writing copy for your own products, it's kind of a different thing, or it may be not as clear to you what that point of difference is. But in these, it was very easy. And so then it was like, once I identified that, it became pretty easy to write copy that would appeal. And then, obviously tailor it a little bit to the audience that you're speaking to. So.
Yeah, I learned that from Travis Sago. It literally changed my life. I started working with him quite some time ago. And when I first got into affiliate marketing, I just, swiped stuff other guys were using. And then when I started to get my kind of offer muscles going from Travis, it just made me a madman because he's so talented. So I think that's an important distinction. But what about somebody who's saying, Devin, they're saying right now they're watching this and they're seeing you and they're like, okay, well, Jon's, he knows a bunch about offers and he's a copy guy. And I'm not a copy guy, but you know what I mean? And here's Devin. What if they think, oh, I can't do it? What's your advice to them?
Well, I think there's like that quote that's like, if you think you can or you think you can't, like that'll be what it is basically. So, I think the biggest limiting belief is just doubting yourself. And the reality is, with a Facebook pixel and, sending traffic to a dialed in offer, like those things can do a lot of the heavy lifting for you, right? Like you just have to be willing to test different angles. And, the reality with like my perception when it comes to marketing is you really never know what's going to work ahead of time. You test it. And then when you find something that does, you put more money behind that. Right. Obviously there's kind of like, having a step in the right direction to begin with, but that part's fairly easy. And so, I would say like, don't doubt yourself, give it a shot, and you'd probably be pleasantly surprised.
Well, and here's something I want to say about that too, kind of as we wrap up here. So one of the things you did, and I won't go into all the challenges, but you certainly had some challenges that you had to overcome. So when you got into this, did you just say, Kevin Nations and I talk a lot about commitment level, right? Like commitment level. So when you came into this, did you just say, I'm 100% committed no matter what? Or what made you decide to be committed to this and to not quit, to not give up?
Yeah, there's kind of two pieces to this, right? So, initially, like when I bought the training and I got started in it, I was following along really well. And then I kind of let life get in the way and, was basically MIA for like a month and a half. And then it kind of came down to, hey guys, we're going to be wrapping up kind of the support on this round or whatever here in the next few weeks. And I was like, oh crap, I don't want to get left behind. So, I was definitely like, okay, it's time to go on this and, figure it out. Right. But I think the other side of it was I also knew that, I had goals that I wanted to hit. I had income, levels that were something. It was like, this would make a big difference for me to add this to my life. And so it was kind of like, I just decided that I was going to trust the process, right? That I believed enough in you to say that like, if I'm willing to work this, Jon's going to help me succeed. And, that I just have to be willing to, put the time in at bat, and then that the results will come on the back end of that.
Awesome. That's great, man. Well, I'm excited. Yeah, I tricked you on that. I was like, wanted to step up that sense of urgency. So that was a little trickery. So yeah, awesome. Well, thanks. I really appreciate you coming on, and I appreciate you sharing your results with people. And so everybody, that's Devin's story. And what'd you say your revenue goal was? $5,000 a day now?
So I'm trying to hit 10,000 in revenue, profit of 5. Yep.
Okay. $5,000 a day profit, 10 grand in revenue. Awesome. So maybe we'll check in with you real soon and get that update.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool, man. Thanks, Devin. Thanks everybody for watching this. We'll see you soon.
Yeah.